Uh-huh. Today I'm going to be laying with world-renowned photographer David Rams. I mean playing with world-renowned photographer David Rams. Oh, I mean interviewing world-renowned photographer David Rams. David is probably best known for shooting Playboy models, but he shoots way more than that. He shoots fashion, all kinds of portraits, and lifestyle images. He shot some pretty famous people too. His love for photography has taken him all across the land of America and other lands, north, south, east, and west. And you're going to find a lot more about him today on Baby's Crib. What's up, beautiful people? Hopefully you're feeling great today. I know I am, because today I'm here with world-renowned photographer David Rams. We're in his crib, which is also a studio and kind of a man cave. How you feeling today, David?
Doing good.
We're at his crib today, and I'm so happy to be here with him. I really am.
Happy you're here.
Yeah, this is like almost like a studio, wouldn't you say, or a man cave? I think
Man cave. It's like a little museum.
I love it. It's so cool. Well, thank you for having me here on
Yeah,
Baby's
it's my
Crib.
pleasure and honor.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So I have so many questions to ask you and things that I already know, but I want our viewers to know out there in Wonderland about you. How did you get into photography? This is the question people always ask, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonny, my son, always watches these, and he's like, "Oh my God, Dad! If I have to hear that story, can't you change it up?" And I'm like, "I can't change up how I got my start. It's,
Right.
It's what it is."
Yeah, it is.
At a real young age, I had a fascination with cameras. Not necessarily taking pictures or photography. I was very interested in cameras. And so I remember one Christmas, I got a lot of different cameras. But
As gifts?
As gifts.
As gifts.
But I don't really remember taking pictures. I was more fascinated with the camera as a cool little machine.
Okay.
Anyway, years later, I'm at our family cottage up on Lake Huron. Just outside of
You're from Canada?
I'm from Canada.
Yes.
In a little town called, beach town called Kincardine. And one of my little girlfriends, Colleen Zimmerman.
Little girlfriend.
She was a little girlfriend. We were both little back then.
Little tiny people.
We were both little people. Her dad was a hobbyist, photo hobbyist.
Okay.
And one day he took me and his son, David, who was also David, down and showed me the wonders of the darkroom. And I found it just magical and fascinating and fell in love with it. So we, after the summer ended and I went home, my dad and I built a little darkroom in a room that previously had been known as the rat room.
The rat room?
Because I had this thing about rats. And we had when I was young, we had at the pet store purchased a rat.
Okay.
That we didn't realize was a little hooded rat, like white and black.
Right.
We didn't realize it was pregnant.
Oh my gosh.
We didn't realize.
And they multiply.
We didn't realize he was pregnant. We didn't realize it was a girl. Anyway, we ended up having all these cages in the room, and I think the number 42 always comes to mind. I had 42 rats.
That's crazy.
And it became known as the rat room.
Right.
Even years later after the dark room had been there and gone, it was also a wine cellar. But my dad,
rat room, dark room.
But even at Thanksgiving, my mom would be like, "Can you go down to the rat room and get a bottle of wine?" And we didn't think about the fact that sounds very odd.
Right.
Anyway, we built a dark room.
Cool.
And I started reprinting and printing all of my dad's old photographs. Until my dad one day came up to me and was like, "David, we're spending all this money we've already got prints. Why don't you go out and take your own pictures and learn how to process the film, and you have something to print." And I was like, I don't really want to, but okay. And started basically taking pictures, just to have something to come back to the darkroom with. And
So that you could go to the rat.
yeah,
the
so I
dark
go to the rat room. And then eventually fell in love with. So I would take pictures of my girlfriends. My girlfriend, no, I didn't have girlfriends at that age.
How old were you?
Oh,
We're talking about what age right here? When you were
13.
15? You
Yeah.
had girlfriends, I'm sure
No,
you did.
I didn't. No,
Oh,
I
I know you did.
I was very shy. No, I
Really?
did not.
Introvert.
No, what I was going to say, my sister's girlfriends. My sisters, her girlfriends, street life, our pets, anything I could think of to fill up a roll of film.
Okay.
And I'd come home and print
And
it.
then print it out.
And then eventually started liking taking the pictures more than the processing. So that's how.
Nice, nice. Now I've seen pictures that you've taken from when you were a child, and you photographed your sister a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you? There's some that are really cool. There's images. There's one that I can think of in particular where it's like her back and it's like implied nude. And I believe you might be in this photograph with her.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out how the fuck did you do that? It was on a timer or something, but it's really, really cool.
It's on a self-timer. It was my
Yeah.
parents' living room. And yeah, my sister was like 13.
Yeah, it's so fucking cool
Probably.
though. I mean,
No,
it
she was
is art.
she was probably about 11 or 12.
Okay.
And she's sitting on the couch with her back to the camera,
Right.
topless.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there with, I think I've got a fedora on and sunglasses,
Yeah.
looking straight. I don't know what
It's the
what
coolest
message I was
shot.
trying to put out.
Yeah. Maybe
But,
we can find that later.
Oh, I know exactly.
We're going to it. It's so cool.
It's right
It's
over
really,
there.
really cool. Super dope.
But yeah, I used to
Yeah.
photograph both of my sisters a
Yeah.
lot.
And they were game.
Their game.
For
That
big
was the
models.
only, yeah, not,
Well, right.
yeah. Yeah.
Not where some of you people out there may think this is going, but it was art. I mean, it is art and so cool. Just
Yeah.
so the time you were little, you were like, you're an artist.
Do you know when the very first camera was invented? Well, it was in 1816 by a French inventor by the name of Niepce Niepce.
Baby, it is
Huh?
Nicephore Niepce.
How do you pronounce it?
Niepce. Nicephore Niepce.
Nicephore. Whatever, however you pronounce his name. Those Frenchmen, they're so crafty. However, at several failed attempts, he finally developed a picture 10 years later, 1826. It's close to math. I gotta work on my math. Anyway, how do you pronounce that dude's name?
Nicephore
N
Niepce.
to the I to the C to the E to the P to the H-O-R-E. N to the I to the C to the E to the P, H-O-R-E. N to the I to the C to the E to the P, H-O-R-E. Nice P-hole, nice P-hole, nice P-hole, nice P-hole, nice P-hole, yeah. Oh, snap. That sounds like a kind-hearted, slutty hooker's name, doesn't it?
Hey, subscribe, like, and comment on Baby's Crib. Now, your dad, like the stuff that he would photograph, what were those kind of things? Because you said you would go in the dark room and like print some of the stuff that he'd already taken pictures
Oh,
of.
just family stuff.
His family shit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just
cool.
family pictures, nothing.
Yeah. Do you remember
Yeah.
the first camera that you got? What it was?
Well, the first camera I got was probably, they were those 110 film cameras. Remember the cameras, they were very flat?
Yes.
Those. But the first nice camera I got was an Olympus Trip, which I wish to hell I still had it.
Oh, what happened to it?
I have no idea.
Somebody stole it.
I've looked at for them on Amazon and we'll probably buy one.
Yeah.
It's just a pretty camera.
Yeah. Just to
And
have.
then the next camera after that, which is that old camera.
I'll
There
have to
you
show
can't see
guys
it's an
later.
old Ryko.
Yeah. So cool.
So yeah,
This
those
place
are
is
my.
a museum. I can't wait to walk around. People, it's so
I got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you do.
A lot of dust.
Well, so you got a lot of cameras during, I guess you said was Christmas or your birthday or something. Everybody just kind of gave you cameras. You started getting into it.
One year was cameras, next year was flashlights. I asked everybody
Oh.
for flashlights. And next year I
You
got
needed
all
lighting.
these flashlights.
So you said it to one person and the whole family was like,
Everybody,
whispered
that's
on it.
all I would say. I just want to, and it's like, did no one communicate with each other? And be like, no, I've already got him a flashlight.
And that's how you found out
But
there was
I-
no Santa Claus. Same shit to you.
But yeah, I probably got a dozen different flashlights.
That's really
But I
cool.
still remember them. I remember a little pen light, little underwater flashlight.
Nice.
One of those, yeah. Still remember my flashlights.
Tools for lighting, whatever you wanted to light
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Maybe magazines underneath the sheet on the bed at night. Who knows? So you're from Canada. When did you come to America? When did you start coming here?
I came here, actually it was my dream to live here.
Really?
Yeah, when
Hey,
I was,
Canada.
here's another story that my son detests.
We're sorry, Max. We're sorry.
I'm sorry, Max.
You're gonna have to hear it again, dude.
He really does.
He's like,
My son just, like the articles up there about my son just shakes his head and he makes quotes out of them and just shakes his head. So I was a really shy little kid,
Okay.
really shy, very unpopular. But in grade 8 or 6, it doesn't really matter.
12.
We were all asked to stand up and say what we wanted to be doing when we grew up. And we went all the way around the classroom. And when it got to me, I finally lost my shyness for a moment and stood up and said, when I grow up, I want to work for Playboy magazine
Really?
and live in the southern United States.
You manifested this.
I did. I'm a big believer in that.
You did.
Because I didn't set out to work for Playboy. I didn't set out to live in Atlanta, Georgia. It just one thing happened after another.
That's so cool.
And I ended up, to us up there, I wanted to be a photographer. So at that age, what is to a little boy, Playboy.
Yeah, Playboy.
Either that or National Geographic. But even
Two
though I
different
was shy, I
extremes,
did
but
I did have a bit of a sense of humor, so probably wanted to get a
Right.
reaction. And then to us up there during those days, America was like, all of America was like Hollywood.
Okay. So
It was
just
glamorous.
Movies, glamorous.
And then living in Canada where it was cold, southern United States, that's where I
yeah,
wanted to be.
it's a little bit colder. I've been there a couple
Yeah.
times. A little bit colder sometimes.
So that's how I ended up.
Nice.
Or no, that was how I put that into manifestation.
Yeah.
I got a job working right after college for a company taking pictures in churches. And so I did that all over Eastern Canada.
That's very different than Playboy.
Yeah. My friend Danny Zuck, you know Danny.
Yes, I do.
He's like, if they do a movie on you, they should call it from, because the churches to Playboy, he's like, they should call it from preachers to pussy.
That's hilarious. That's
Oh,
hilarious.
Danny and I have had some great ideas.
Yeah, so you're
So
shooting churches.
I was shooting churches, basically traveling, living out of my car in church basements. I would live in, anywhere I could find.
You made a living doing this, or it was more for fun? Like,
I did it for free.
you just wanted to...
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding.
No,
that kind of like money, I'm wondering, like, you living in your car,
Well,
going to churches.
yeah. Well, they gave me a certain amount every week, and they gave
Okay.
me a certain amount every week for. I think they were giving me $500 a week,
Okay.
and they would give me a certain amount for lodging. But I would save that money.
Fuck that, I'm going to sleep in my
I'd
car.
sleep in my car.
That's smart.
And I had a kind of trick I used to do where I'd get to a town, I'd check into a hotel, spend the night at the hotel, check out of the hotel the next morning, go to my job, come back to that same hotel that night, but sleep in the parking lot. And the next morning I'd wake up, check back into the hotel in the morning, have a shower, get ready, go and shoot that night,
Okay.
stay in the hotel that night.
Okay.
The next day morning, check out of the hotel.
Okay.
And that way I'd cut my hotel usage
Okay.
in half.
So they didn't charge you for the full 24? Is that what you're saying? Like, I'm trying to follow what you're saying. Check in, check out. You just take a
Well,
shower.
they charge me for the day.
Okay,
but
what?
if I on a Monday checked in Monday,
Okay.
spend the night there.
Yes.
Tuesday I'd check out. Tuesday night I'd sleep in my car.
Got you.
Wednesday I'd check back in.
Only when you needed a shower.
So
You needed to be clean.
yeah,
Just kidding.
and there's some interesting stories with that.
Well, come on.
Well, no, just interesting to me.
Just interesting to you.
Well, just I was up in Nova Scotia on Cape Breton Island, and I would go to sleep, and I have a mummy bag, down-filled mummy bag, and I'd fall asleep sitting up in the front seat, put the front seat, and I'd sleep. In the morning, I'd wake up, and the car would be in darkness because there's so much snow.
So cold.
Yeah, and I'd
That sounds very scary.
and I'd turn the car on. No, it was exciting. I'd turn the car on
Exciting.
and sit in my my
night
sleeping
ride
bag until the car warmed up, and then I'd get out of my sleeping bag
That's hilarious.
and then get out, get all the snow off the car.
Yeah, we have,
And then
to
go
do a
go on.
movie on your life. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
A real movie.
Yeah,
Reenactments.
but yeah, that was. So then I moved down to the company that I was working for expanded into America.
Okay.
So then I did the same thing, but traveling all over America.
Still shooting churches.
Shooting churches. We were doing church directories.
Okay.
So just travel all over America. Once again, sleep in church basements, in really bad motels, in hostels.
The rat hotels, like
yeah.
the rat room.
This is my pussycat, D'Artagnan. I love him so much. I love to pet my pussycat. Yes, I do. And he's got a little bit of a drooling problem. He did way too much cocaine in the 70s at the Playboy mansion. Didn't you, D'Artagnan? Yes, he did.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Just you and me. Just you and me. Get on low.
Playboy, playmate, play with me. Dress me up in diamond rings. Playboy, playmate, play with me. Paste me on the ceiling. Playboy, play with me. La la, la la la. La la, loving in me. Pick me up, do my hair, red lipstick on silky underwear. Mask my face with your funky drum.